Car and Driver Television.
Welcome to this edition of Car and Driver. I'm Jim Scouten, and this is a celebration of Firebird tradition. The 30th anniversary Transam, done in blue and white, the colors that first appeared in 1969. It's a television exclusive, as we're the first to drive this very limited edition, honoring the long history of the hot birds from Pontiac. It is a remarkable interpretation of the beginning, with the blue-on-white graphics recalling the first Transams of 30 years ago, but with handling and performance no one could imagine in 1969. For the 99 anniversary cars, the $1,500 option includes the distinctive stripes from the Ram scoops back to the rear deck and wing. No question, this car will be recognized. There is also a convertible option, and all 30th anniversary buyers can opt for the Daytona 500 pace car feathers and logo. Inside, it's white leather with anniversary logos on the headrests. The coupes get leather under the hatchback, and all get a limited edition number plate next to the shifter, controlling your choice of 4-speed auto or 6-speed manual. Then there's the wheels, 17-inch polished 5-spokes with blue tint, mounting two 75/40 series Goodyear F1s on all corners. The Goodyears and the WS6 suspension make this a muscle car that handles, capable of .87 Gs in the corners. And on the straight, muscle car is the right name, with a 5.3 run to 60 and a quarter mile under 14 seconds on the way to a top speed of 159 miles per hour. It's a very satisfying ride for aging baby boomers who remember.
Well, we're at 320 horsepower right now, and it's really getting back to the heritage there and what the traditional male enthusiasts, getting a little bit older, got the kids out of the house. They either had a muscle car at one time or they've always wanted a muscle car. Those are the kind of guys that are going out and buying these cars now, and they just love them.
The 320 horses come from force-feeding air through the hood scoops and up through the filter to the all-aluminum LS1 V8. This is the Corvette's 5.7-liter engine with a high-performance valve train to rev to 6,000, but with a torque curve that makes over 300 foot-pounds from 2,000 RPM on up. With that kind of twist, you can start off the line in first, second, or third, but first is most satisfying. Yet there's no penalty to pay for the performance capabilities in daily driving. The 99 Transam can be an entirely comfortable ride to the office and around town. Plus, the build quality of the fourth-generation cars has long since cured the complaints of squeaks and rattles from years gone by. And the price, as tested, the anniversary coupe is $31,500. The convertible, $4,000 more. To own the best bird yet in 30 years of high performance from Pontiac. There's no question this is an opportunity for collectors, with only 1,000 coupes and 500 convertible Transams to be built for sale in the U.S. In normal times, that limited production would sell out quickly. But the times are not normal for the Firebird. With no plans to build this car beyond model year 2000, this could well be the last chance for an anniversary edition ever. So if owning a piece of a 30-year tradition appeals to you, you'd better move fast.
Coming next, a look back at the rare birds from Pontiac's past. The collectible Transams are classic car and driver. Classic car and driver. A flashback to the archives and the machines of our automotive past.
Sebring, Florida. This was the site for the beginning of Transam sedan racing in 1966. But by 1967, the sedans had given way to high-performance Mustangs, Camaros, and Firebirds battling for the title. And in '69, Pontiac adopted the name, launching 30 years of Transam Firebirds that would become far more famous than the race series they were named for. It may have been the best deal ever offered to the Sports Car Club of America when Pontiac licensed the Transam name for a royalty of $5 per car. But it didn't look like it in '69 when only 697 copies of the option package sold. And there was some grousing by the press then because only Canadian Firebirds using the Camaro's 305 V8 could race. The Trans Am's domestic engine was too large.
The car came with a 345 horsepower Ram Air 3 engine, 400 cubic inches, available both in 4-speed manual transmission as well as an automatic, and a variety of different rear axle gears for whatever your foot would like, up to a 433 rear axle.
The rest of the package was blue stripes on white, heavy-duty suspension, the wing at the rear, and Goodyear's state-of-the-art tires, Polyglass F70-14s, that the 400 would melt on demand.
Didn't handle very well, and but it was, it was tremendous off the line, and it probably ran, good quarter miles. In those days, quarter miles for cars of that caliber were probably in the high 14 seconds, somewhere around there.
14.1 to be precise, at 103 miles per hour after passing through 60 in 5.7 seconds. But it didn't sell until the second generation and a little help from Burt Reynolds in Smokey and the Bandit. The Screaming Chicken now adorned the hood. The largest was on the 10th anniversary car in '79, surrounding the shaker hood induction system that topped the 400, now reduced to 220 horsepower on unleaded gas, but with 320 foot-pounds of torque. The hot engine came with a 4-speed and a Hurst shifter, and with air dams and flares and the rare Daytona pace car graphics on the 10th anniversary car, no question, it made a statement.
People knew you were coming with this car. They knew from the sound, they knew from the Eagle, they knew from the profile, they knew from the name Trans Am, and you were coming. The car performed as well as anything out there in 1979, and the one I had in '77, I don't remember losing very many drag races.
It would be a new direction in the next generation. The 15th anniversary Trans Am was all restraint, with no grills to the front, just an induction hood over the 5-liter V8 reduced to 190 horses. There were 1,500 made with Recaro seats, but nobody much cared at the low point in performance. But then came the 20th anniversary Trans Am, the only production car to pace the Indy 500 without modification. This is one of the 3 used at the track. The reason was a hotter version of the Turbo V6 that had last been used in the Buick Grand National. It was underrated at 250 horses, since the only V6 Trans Am is still the quickest, running to 60 in 4.6 seconds and through the quarter in the low 13s, faster than the Corvette. But the turbo option took the price over $31,000, and the gold anniversary streak didn't sell. 5 years later, Pontiac returned to blue and white for the 25th anniversary Trans Am, introduced as a Daytona 500 pace car and introduced with the LT1 engine, making 275 horses, backed by an automatic or a 6-speed manual. And the new generation brought a dramatic improvement in handling to go with the robust exhaust note and a permanent return to 14-second quarter-mile times. Performance that would get even better with the 305-horse LS1 engine in 1998, in time to join the lineup of the fast cars from Pontiac, commemorating 30 years of Trans Am performance in our lifetime. Well, while we all hope this isn't the last story for the Firebird, we have come to the last page of this edition of Car and Driver. For all of us here, I'm Jim Scout, and thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.